ain't gonna do nothing to get yourself in trouble, bro.
I have a restraining order on you.
Call the police. That's my name, police.
That's why she recording.
Hey! Get the fuck off her, you asshole! Leave her the fuck alone, I'm calling the cops! Come here, girl! Come here! Don't you fucking hurt her! Hey! Leave!
What up, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. You already know what to do. Get on Amazon, get that Desired Nutrition pre-workout for that pump, that focus, that energy. Then after that, get those electrolytes so you can replenish, refuel, and recover with those BCAAs. That is in stock right now. Both are in stock on Amazon. Get on that. Now, let's get into the video.
If you see this man, call police right away. He is wanted for the murder of a woman right outside her apartment complex. Back on April the 21st, 27-year-old Shakia Allen was killed outside her home on Whitelaw Place in Parkville. And today, police say 24-year-old Amir Johnson was the man who killed her. Court documents suggest the two had recently been dating, and then in March, Allen filed domestic violence charges against Johnson in civil court. However, on April 15th, less than a week before she was murdered, the case was dismissed after she failed to appear. There is a $2,000 reward for information. Call Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP.
Okay, so apparently there was a shooting that happened in somewhere in Baltimore, and this gentleman, Amir,
was the man who killed her. Court doc.
Yeah, according to the sources, this was the guy that killed her. 24-year-old Amir Johnson. The reason I'm making this video is to kind of, make people aware of the male psyche at a young age and what causes men to kind of behave this way. We don't know the exact cause of why somebody would want to kill a woman. But when you dig deep in someone's life, you kind of start figuring out, okay, these are some of the problems that they may have been experiencing. And it's not an excuse, because when you become a man, you become 24 years old, 20 years old, whatever, 18, it's your responsibility to start working on your own mental health if you know you have an issue. But sometimes these guys, they don't know they have an issue. So what really happened with this situation? So this is basically what happened from a neighbor's point of view. I think that the neighbor had heard them, arguing or something, and decided to, bring out their phone and start recording. I'm going to try to blur out the what actually happened so the video doesn't get taken down, because I think it's important for people to understand and see what is really going on with some of these guys. He hasn't been caught yet, supposedly. So yeah, let's just see what happened.
Get away from me.
You ain't gonna do nothing to get yourself in trouble, bro.
I have a restraining order on you.
Call the police. That's my name, police.
That's why she recording.
Hey! Get the fuck off her, you asshole! Leave her the fuck alone, I'm calling the cops! Come here, girl! Come here! Don't you fucking hurt her! Hey! Leave her alone! Oh! Oh my God!
Get down!
Oh! He fucking shot her!
Call the cops.
Oh my God! Should I call him?
Get away from me.
So yeah, very unfortunate. I just can't understand what would make a man go that route, on a woman. You know what I'm saying? Even on a man, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you try to think of what would be a good reason to want to take someone's life? What would be a good reason? If there is any. If they're trying to take your life. If someone is trying to take your life and you take theirs first. Okay. That's self-preservation right there. So if the person is trying to take someone else's life and you save that person, you protect that person from getting their life killed by taking that person's life. Those are really only the two things that I can think of that would be, to me, justification for you doing what you did. You know what I mean? Now, and I'm not talking like in the eyes of God or anything like that. But, morally speaking, if a woman is trying to take a kid's life and you take that woman's life first, it's like, okay, especially in the court of law. When it comes to the court of law, that's going to be okay. But I just find it really disturbing that a man will go that far. There's nothing that she could have did to make him want to do that. This is a weak-minded individual, very weak. And you have to be able to spot these kinds of guys out as a woman when you're dating. You need to start looking into these dudes' life, like heavily into their life. Not just, does he have money? Is he 6 foot tall? Is he, does he have cars? This, that, and the other. You might want to look at their childhood. You might want to know who their father is. That's probably the number one thing you should be looking into. How you feel about you should ask him, how do you feel about your dad? What was your dad like in your life? I don't know my dad. I didn't, I was raised by my mom, my grandma. And, okay, well, how is your mom? How do you feel about your mom? Look into her, meet his mom, Is she, overly emotional, ghetto, or doesn't care about her son that much, like doesn't really show him the love and affection that you would think that he would need? These are things that are going to affect him in the long run. It may not come out right then, but eventually it's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? Not for everybody. Of course, I'm not speaking on everybody who wasn't raised by a father or didn't have a male figure in their life, or their mom was this or their mom was that. That's not going to happen to everyone, but it's something to look into. As far as a man, you're looking for a female. You're looking for a female to date. You should be looking at the same things. What was your dad like in your life? Because if their dad is this top tier man, you meet him and he's this top tier guy. Now okay, she chose me as someone as that her father would accept. He's a good man. I see him as a good man. She must know that I'm a good man. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to you. And you should be asking them how they feel about their mother. You should be looking at their mother. If you're dating a woman, you do want to look at the mother too. But I just think that the father is just so, when you become an adult and you start dating, even if you're the female dating the man and the male dating the female, you should be asking about the father first, because that's where your morals come from. That's where your moral compass comes from, your value, your discipline. It usually comes from the father. Now, when you're a man looking for a woman, you do want to know what the mom is like, what their mom is like, because that's where the love comes from. That's where the catering, the compassion, if their mother's like that, then they're most likely going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not sure how he grew up, if he had a dad in his life, or if he didn't. But there was a few key points that I heard one really that I heard in another video that I saw.
Traffic, we can't show it all.
Hey! Leave her alone! Shut her!
And everything goes horribly wrong.
God!
Now the broad daylight on-camera murder of 27-year-old single mother Shakia Allen has turned into a multi-state manhunt for her boyfriend, 24-year-old Amir Johnson, who remains in hiding.
If anybody see him, just call the police.
And Shakia's family are asking viewers in an exclusive interview to help bring Amir to justice for this cold-blooded act.
Come here! Don't you hurt her! Hey! Leave her alone!
You knew us, you smiled with us, you've laughed with us. So how could you find it in your heart to chase her down and just shoot her in broad daylight?
The Scotts of...
So what I noticed about the video is in there is that he's always pretty much around her family. He's embedded in their family. You know, he has a good relationship with her dad. Obviously with the sister, that's the sister there. But they rarely, and maybe they will later when they catch him, if they catch him. I think he's going to take his life. You know, they haven't caught him yet. I think when they do find him, I think he's going to be passed away. Hopefully not. Hopefully they get justice for him. But it just judging him on based on what he did, and just, you know, I don't know.
Baltimore, Maryland were a close family, and single mom Shakia was at the heart of it.
She was a good girl, very fun, always smiling, always had jokes.
I remember I loved going everywhere with her. I remember when she got her first apartment, I always wanted to be over there.
She would send me stuff on TikTok about when people talk about they don't have their fathers in their life. And she'd be like, well, I can't speak for none of y'all because my father always been in my life.
And when Shakia...
Which is good. But, you know, I guess that's one of the things that he found in her, you know, that she had a dad in her life. And like I said, you can't always know how it's going to go. Just because she had a dad in her life doesn't mean she's good with making decisions on how to choose a man, you know, because her last man she was with, and then she had a baby with him, and who knows what happened to him. And then she gets with this guy, who turns out to be who he is, you know. So it's not always going to turn out that way. Just because you have a father in your life doesn't mean that you're going to automatically choose the right person. It just means you have an upper hand on how to find the right guy based on your dad. If your dad's a good man, you're going to be able to navigate looking for a man better than someone who doesn't have a dad. That makes sense.
Introduced her father and sister to a new boyfriend, Amir Johnson. They initially thought he fit right in.
The first impression I got of him, he was a cool little kid, you know.
He talked to my sister respectfully, but there was no red flags, no alarms or anything.
But in time, Shakia and Amir grew apart. Her family says Shakia wanted out.
My sister got to the point in life where she really just wanted to focus on herself and her daughter, and just growing.
If you're trying to elevate your life and stuff like that, why you can't separate yourself from your old crowd and it's no hard feelings or anything?
But as Shakia pulled away, publicly and privately, Amir clung tighter.
I was sitting talking to both of them. I said, look, your relationship, it's not working right now. You and Shakia, y'all on two different paths.
That's when things turned tough.
So you see how the father is very involved in their relationship. He's heavily involved in talking to them, basically like counseling them to say, you know, you guys aren't working out. You know, I guess the daughter had came to her. came to her father and let him know like this ain't working out, whatever. So, and he's trying to basically tell them both and tell Amir like it ain't working, bruh. Let it go.
Toxic.
I had the tracker on her phone, put a tracker on her car. At one time, she was out with some co-workers, guys and girls. He popped up. Oh, I just didn't know where she's at. I say, she ought to tell you where she's at every minute, yo. I say, yo, my daughter don't have to check in with you. I say, she don't even check in with me like that.
Shakia filed a protective order against him.
So yeah, that's strange. So Amir goes to the father and tells him like, I need to know where she's at. She didn't tell me where she was at. Like, she don't got to tell you. Even the dad don't even know where she's at. He doesn't have to tell you that. You guys ain't together no more, bruh. Y'all are broke up. What are you doing? So those are all these red flags are coming out now. But at this point, it's kind of too late.
Amir.
I didn't know that it was ever that bad. Like, she would tell me a little bit of their arguments, but she would never tell me anything that was too dark. I just think for me being her little sister, I think there were certain things that she didn't want me to know.
When neither appeared in court, the judge waived the protective order. Then, months later, police responded to a domestic violence call between Shakia and Amir.
And I find all of this out through him. He said, Pops, I ain't gonna lie, things got heated, but I didn't put my hands on your daughter, so let me put that out there now. It was just a heated argument, and she called the police.
You hear that part? That's one of the parts that I noticed is that he calls him Pops. Yeah, I'm letting you know I didn't put my hands on your daughter. Where's your Pops at? Who raised you? I understand you looking at somebody as a father figure. But usually those are people that don't have a father. That didn't have a father figure. He's more like a father figure to me. Because I didn't have a father. I have a father figure. It's my father. A lot of people have father figures that's their father. Now you can look at someone else like a father, that somebody that reminds you of your own father, or maybe you didn't have a father and this is the one you looking up to. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. You guys feel the same way or what?
The restraining order was reimposed and Amir was given a court date for the domestic assault. But 8 days before, he confronted Shakia in the parking lot of her apartment complex. This time, he brought his anger and his gun.
Get away from me!
You ain't gonna do nothing but get yourself in trouble, bro.
I have a restraining order on you.
Call the police.
When you take a gun to talk to someone, it's never a good idea. And it's too late with that, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't this, I didn't that. What did you have it for just to talk?
That's why she recorded.
Exactly.
Hey! Get the off her!
Exclusive interview, Shakia's family says it wasn't the only insult that they were forced to endure.
It was just a horrible letdown. Then to text me after you done killed my daughter, like, it was nice knowing you, Jack.
Moments after murdering Shakia, her ex-boyfriend, 24-year-old Amir Johnson, acknowledged her killing in a brazen and twisted text to Shakia's father.
I'm like, the hell is he talking about? And I was like, I text back like, I'm gonna hit you a little later.
A personal slight to a man who embraced and counseled Amir early and as a friend.
It's like, man, you like a father to me, but this is the betrayal that I got.
Yeah. And that was kind of the second or third thing that I heard. You're like a father to me. It just seems like that was one of the cases with him. There could have been a multitude of things that was wrong with him mentally. But I do believe that one of the things was his lack of a male figure in his own upbringing. And that's going to cause you to, lash out. It could possibly cause you to lash out. Like some of these men, these young, what they call these YNs. Me and my homeboy were talking about YNs back in a couple of days ago. And they've made it so cool now to crash out. That's the new thing now. They be crashing out, just doing whatever, and it ain't cool. It ain't cool to act like that. And then you crash out on your ex-girlfriend because you can't control your own emotions. You have an emotional issue with yourself. You get mad, you just go crazy. Someone upsets you, you go crazy. Or somebody steps on your shoe, you want to kill them. Like, you don't have any emotional responsibility. And that's a problem. That's a big problem as a man, because men are extremely violent. Men are extremely violent. And when you push a man to that point to be that way, you'll see it. But you're supposed to be able to control that. You just need to be a capable man. That doesn't mean you have to do it. You don't have to do what you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like when somebody bumps into you, or somebody's rude to you, or somebody cuts you off, you may get angry. You may feel like, man, I wish I, could knock this dude out, or whatever. Whatever you may be feeling, the rage, you have to be able to control that. You have to, because it's unnecessary. You have to be able to think to yourself, like, let me think logically. Is this worth doing? No. But if you let your feelings speak for you or do things for you, then yeah, you're going to do something that you regret. And, hopefully he regrets what he did when they catch him or whatever. But if he doesn't, he's probably a psychopath at that point. You don't know. A lot of these people, they don't understand the importance of raising these kids. When you're raising these kids, you have to understand that they're going to be adults one day. And what you do to them now is going to affect them the rest of their life. It's going to affect them the rest of their life. They're going to grow up not necessarily remembering what happened to them, but these things attach to you. These feelings, they attach to you. What you did, if you're a husband that beats on your wife, and your children see that constantly, they constantly see that all the time. What do you think they're going to do when they get older? There's two things they could do. They could be just like their dad and beat on their woman, or they could take that energy and take responsibility as being an adult when you turn 18 and 20 and 21, 24, like he is. You take the responsibility and you say, you know what my dad did to my mom was not right. That was wrong. And I want to change that. I want to change that, because this dude, Amir, he's not a kid. He's a 24-year-old. He can't blame this on not having a dad. You can't blame it on that. You're an adult. You did all this stuff on your own. You're supposed to be mature enough to think for yourself. And that's what I want all you guys to do. If you're feeling like you're in a position where you lacked in your childhood, it's time to grow up. It's time to realize that I can change things for myself. Yeah, I grew up poor, but I could probably be rich. Yeah, I grew up without a mom. That doesn't mean I have to hate women. What my mom did to me, just because my mom left me at a young age, she didn't want me, doesn't mean no other woman is not going to want me. That's not how that works. Just because I didn't have a dad in my life doesn't mean I can't learn how to control my own emotions. Because your dad in your adolescent stage, your dad is teaching you, training you how to control your emotions. Like I remember growing up, my father used to ask me, if I'm crying or something, like maybe I didn't get what I want, I'm crying. He asked me, why are you crying? Well, because he makes me explain it to him why I'm crying. Are you hurt? Are your feelings hurt? Is something wrong with you physically? No. Then stop crying. You don't cry because you don't get what you want. That's not how the world works. And what do you have? You have people, you have adults crying because they didn't get a job, because they didn't get this, that, whatever. Complaining about every simple little thing. Like, grow up, man. Life keeps going. You don't get what you want. Life keeps going. So yeah, so the reason I wanted to make this video to just show that even though you lack something, you may have lacked something in your childhood, don't let that dictate the rest of your future. You know, start working on yourself. I always say, start getting in the gym. That's one of the first. The gym is so important because it teaches you how to discipline yourself. You getting up every day and going to the gym, doing something that you really don't want to do. You know, it's something you don't have to do because you're not getting paid to go to the gym. Like when people go to work, there's an incentive. You get a check after that. In 2 weeks, you get a check for showing up every day. When you go to the gym, you get nothing but soreness, pain. You don't get anything. Your results don't start coming up till 90 days. And you may see a small result. But you still got to keep going. You have to keep going day after day, week after week, year after year, month after month. You have to keep going to the gym and getting these small little payments every 3 months or so. And then on top of that, you stop making gains, or you stop losing weight, or you stop gaining strength. And it's like, now you have to switch up things because it's like you're not getting paid anymore. You're not getting that, but you got to keep going. That's your first discipline, is the gym. So do that. Do the gym first. Start working on your mental health. Start learning, start researching, start reading. You know, follow people who inspire you, whatever you have to do so you don't end up like this guy, killing a woman that he supposedly loved. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and comment. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next video. Appreciate y'all watching. Peace.